Well, welcome to Enchanted Moments Podcast. I'm Monica, and this is Tank.
And I'm Spencer.
And he's gonna rip up Spencer's legs because he has toenails. Yes, you do. But you're not usually here with us, so we're very glad you stopped in. Usually it's the pretty princess.
Can you stop doing that to my pants though?
He says, I'm happy, and I show it. Ouch is right. Okay. We are going to have a short discussion on Imbolc. For one reason, it is a rather odd Sabbath because it's not a fire festival, it is a flame. Okay? It was called Candlemas at one point, and it's about lighting a candle to Bridget and doing things in the home. So it's not about going outside with big fire pits and, doing your thing. It's exactly between Yule and the equinox.
Okay.
So it's a time when the days are getting slightly longer, not super noticeable yet, but slightly, and it is honoring St. Bridget, actually. The snow moon in Leo, the full moon occurs on Imbolc, which is kind of an interesting thing to happen. So you can go do your full moon work and celebrate Bridget and Imbolc. It means in the belly, which is a source of creativity and inspiration. So that's kind of the Celtic. So, and Bridget is the Celtic, and she is ancient times. She was celebrated as part of harvest, and kind of is switched over to the home and things happening there. So we are supposed to be in a time of renewal. It's a time when we should be going internally and knowing that spring is on its way, but it is not here yet. So it's still time for being introspective, taking time for yourself, getting ready for what you think you're going to want to plant in your life come spring. Hi, baby. You don't usually get up on my lap. You want to go see Spencer?
She's irritated.
Oh, because you held Tank. Yeah. Anyway, Imbolc is kind of an odd little celebration that goes missed lots. I mean, nobody thinks about it too much. But here's the thing. It gives you some time to be quiet and think before we get into spring and planting and growing and doing all those active things. Imbolc is still a kind of prospective kind of time, so you can take that. But definitely light a candle. It's what we would maybe call a flame holiday, not a fire festival. So keep it low. And the other thing that this year it occurs on the 1st of February. So it's sometimes it hits the 31st of January, sometimes the 2nd of February, but this year it's between the 31st and the 1st. So it's on February 1st. Normally we would,
Hello.
So back to Imbolc. We tend to associate Imbolc with Groundhog Day because Groundhog Day is always February 2nd, right? And we use the groundhog as an indication of whether we'll have 6 more weeks of winter or spring will come, on time. Here's what they used to do on Imbolc as part of their celebration. They would send out the shaman, the wise person of the group, the tribe, whatever, And they would look at what was happening in nature, and they would read all the signs, the animals, the plants, the weather, whatever, and come back and decide not if there's like 6 more weeks of winter, etc., but these folks had been storing up food for the winter, right? They're in the winter, and they need to know whether it's going to be a longer period of time. They need to keep track of their food and ration it. That's a good word, thank you. Or if they can have a big celebration and expect spring to show up early, right? So we've replaced the shaman, because I guess we no longer have, the tribal lives, and with a groundhog. So we'll find out if he sees his shadow on the 2nd of February. But just remember, it used to be a more well thought out process. Hi, baby. And they could either have a bigger celebration or a smaller celebration for Imbolc. So that's
interesting.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. The colors are white, red, pink, and black. I don't know why that is, but foods would be like baked goods, any kind of meat that had been stored, in milk or cheese or dried fruits and vegetables that had been around for a while. The stones associated with the Imbolc are amethyst, bloodstone, garnet, onyx, ruby, and turquoise, which kind of makes sense with the black, red, pink, She's just being fussy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The symbols are candles, obviously, a cauldron, chalice, sheep, swan, for animal. Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Not groundhogs, though, huh?
No groundhogs. The flowers and plants are snowdrops, angelica, basil, bay laurel, and celandine. And the deity is Bridget for primary, Aphrodite, Eros, and Hestia. And that makes sense because Hestia is the goddess of the home in Roman.
Yep.
So that would make perfect sense.
She Roman or Greek?
Roman. Yeah. Yeah. Hestia, goddess of the hearth. Yeah. Anyway, so your kind of celebration should be sort of homey celebration. So dinners at home, maybe candlelight dinner at home, gathering with groups of friends, that kind of thing for Imbolc. And I would say keep track of that meditation that you've been doing as far as what you want to propose for your spring type of affirmation, what you want to plant, what you want to grow for you, and that progress in the wheel of the year. So celebrate Imbolc. Wait to see what the groundhog says, I guess, since we don't have a shaman to send out. I'm not sure what they'd look at now anyway. Yeah. We've paved over all of nature, so good Lord. Anyway, that is Imbolc. It's a tiny little celebration, but it's that midway point between Yule and spring. So it's a good reflective renewal time. Cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing we want to talk about in our next podcast is spring equinox, because it comes shortly thereafter. It seems like it sneaks up on us really quickly. So we will see you next time. Enjoy your week and live in love and light.